Last night, my wife's boss from her brand new job invited us over for dinner. On the drive over, my wife reiterated many times just how important it was to make a good impression. I scoffed arrogantly, and informed my silly wife that I always make good impressions. My wife's boss is a single lady in her 50s, so it was just the three of us. We chit-chatted over drinks and salads, and seemed to be really hitting it off. She laughed at my well-timed, perfectly appropriate jokes, and my wife seemed pleased. She brought out the main course, a nice juicy steak for each of us. As I began to cut into my steak, I was discouraged to discover how undercooked the steak was. Now I've had my fair share of rare steak. I prefer medium, but I can handle rare. But this was several minutes on a hot grill short of rare. I probably could have resurrected the cow if I had tried. Instead, I sat there fidgeting with my knife and fork, worrying about how I was going to get away with not eating this steak. Claim veganism? No, I'd already told her I was looking forward to the steak. Just then, our hostess excused herself into the kitchen to take care of some dessert preparations. I noticed there was an open window not too far away from the table. A cartoon light bulb appeared over my head. I knew I had to be decisive, realizing that she could return at any moment. I committed. I grabbed the steak with my hand, gently shook off the juice, and executed the perfect throw, right through the center of the open window. The window wasn't open. It was the cleanest fucking window you've ever seen in your life. That is, until my mostly raw slab of steak slammed against it, and slowly slid down, leaving a trail of bloody juice in its wake. My wife, whose steak was a nice medium rare, was unaware of my predicament. She turned, jaw dropped, and just stared at me like I was an alien from another planet. Her look slowly morphed into more of a "there is no place on this planet you can ever hide from me" expression. She looked like she was ready to kill me. My wife's boss heard the thud of the steak on window impact, and came in quickly. She took in the scene, the steak on the windowsill, the bloody trail, my empty plate, and then gave me an inquisitive, puzzled look. I just didn't know what to say. It felt like a minute of silence, but it was probably only 3 or 4 seconds. I don't know what happened, I was just cutting it, and it slipped. Just ask my wife. I'm really clumsy, right honey? No help coming from that direction. I'll clean this up. I can't believe this. I'm so sorry. Both women continued to stare at me like I'd escaped from the loony bin as I smeared the blood around the window with my cloth napkin. I dusted off the steak and continued to mutter my incoherent explanation. I knew no one was buying the story. I knew what I had to do. I sheepishly returned to my seat and proceeded to eat every bite of that disgusting, cold, chewy, bloody raw steak. I remained pretty quiet the rest of the evening.